Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is a scene for Empire of Thorns. This is a plot scene today with Malik and his lover Draven. They have been delegated to hopefully stop a building war between King Ashoka in the north, in the Canada kingdom, the kingdom of the Barren Wastes, who is, as it's understood, facing threat from an ogre by the name of Carrig and his band of what some have deemed undesirables. Um, the fight is growing stronger and stronger. The problem is as especially the season turn is coming to head, there's the possibility that Carrig could overtake the Winter Court. The mantle could choose him, regardless of the way that things actually work out. Some people do fear that. But Malik has been sent to essentially try to hash things out and kind of smooth things over between the two. He's received in the court with Draven at his side. Draven's basically there for the most part, although he is decent at socializing. He's there for the most part to make sure that nobody bashes our dear emissary's head in. And acting as his bodyguard. So he's brought before what he's been told is King Ashoka's wife, Demonia. And she is a very breathtakingly beautiful woman. A snow skin elemental. Very cool. He does remind her a lot, probably, of Queen Cerise. She receives him in the throne room, sitting beside a very, very large throne made of carved ice, glowing the colors of the Aurora Borealis, reflecting off of a glacier. And she'll kind of look at the two of you and tilt her head as though, honestly, right now the ball is in your character's court. She has no idea what to do. No one has any idea what to do to stop this impending war.
Malik will come with even footsteps bow gracefully to the point. Good evening, Queen Demonia. Good evening, my king.
Good evening. You're the emissary from the Empire of Thorns, correct?
Yes, my lord.
I don't see why we needed to have someone from a foreign kingdom aid, but
If it pleases my king may I speak.
she'll wave her hand as they'll go.
The reason why I am here is to make sure that a war specifically does not happen. Um, think of me more as someone playing referee, making sure that everyone is heard and that the issues are heard and that there can be a mutual agreement of possible peace if it can be found.
I don't think an accord can be met. I think my darling Ashoka and that monster Carrot have gotten to the point that they're out for each other's blood.
Well, my queen, since you know the dear King of Smoke of the Blast, can you explain to me what you believe the problem is?
You broke up a little bit, honey. What'd you say?
Uh, what would you believe the problem is?
She'll kind of furrow her brow and think on it and say, I'm not quite sure. They're never particularly clear on what they're fighting about. I believe it has something to do with the discussion of rights.
A, dis- a discussion of what?
Rights. Sorry, I leaned forward to turn my spacey door off. I believe it has something to do with the discussion of rights. That Carrick doesn't believe that those that would be considered undesirable in our courts are being given proper accord and respect. But Ashoka is a good and fair king. He sees everybody as equal.
Okay. So this King Carrick, according to you, believes that an accord can't be met because of proper deference and acceptance by the current king.
I believe so. She'll kind of nod.
He'll shake his head. Tell me, can you give to the best of your ability, my queen, an account of basically the social temperature of your kingdom? Say the past year.
Well, there has been a split. Our summer court has been very weak, and it usually is in this kingdom. We're a very cold people. The warmth of the sun's rays has trouble finding hold here. Why, the last season, we didn't even have a monarch. The mantle fell to no one. And I think that caused a bit of a rift. It seems as though there were many divides forming between people, as it seemed as almost though the mantle took everyone. Some decided to divide themselves amongst class, some amongst race or orientation, creed. My darling Ashoka is one of the strongest monarchs of this kingdom, obviously, being the kingdom of. Well, it's quite cold here in Canada, if you can imagine. You guys are like several fucking hours north, by the way, of the city. You're like really, you're into Canada.
Oh, I know. I went to school in Buffalo, so I know a fair bit about it. Um,
Hey, it's cold.
yeah. So, he'll smile. I see. Thank you. This was most enlightening. Can you actually where would the excuse the term common folk be?
Well, I think they can be found at. I'll kind of think, and she'll put a finger to her lip. I don't really know. I think you'd have to ask one of the common folk. I don't often mingle.
Hmm.
She'll kind of like stop a drudge and kind of like wave it over. He'll
Mm.
come over and she'll say, Where would you go to socialize if you left here?" She doesn't want to say where the common folk go. She's not that much of a bitch.
Mm.
And he'll kind of scratch his head and he'll say, "Probably go to Patty's, Your Majesty." And she'll kind of say, "Patty's?" And lift her brow and she's like, oh yes. Oh yes. Okay. And she'll nod.
Okay. With that, Malik will bow and he will kind of wrap his arms around Draven after giving a polite bow and waiting for basically the movement to leave. Is it
Okay.
okay if you can leave?
Yep. As you are coming out, you notice Draven go like that, just and kind of like stiffen. Like
Mm.
kind of get very stiff and like bump your character.
I know. Something's
He like
open.
yeah, he'll bump you in the ribs and he'll point. He's like, look.
He's looking.
A large man. Draven's large. He's about 6'4" and broad. Somebody bigger than him, about 6'6",
Mm-hmm.
just very large with very natural rippling muscles. Um, is walking. Uh, he's got a few people around him, but he's walking kind of in your direction.
Mm.
But upon first impression, it's almost hauntingly beautiful what he looks like. His eyes are black, like
Mhm.
a cross with like starlight dancing in them. His hair is black and thick and flowing down his shoulders and over into his chest and back,
Mhm.
and is matte. It doesn't have any shine to it. It's almost as though it trails off into like night, basically.
Mhm.
Um, his skin is a very pale, kind of almost snowy white color,
Mhm.
and you notice it on his. He's not wearing a shirt right now, and he has like on like leather breeches, basically with like boots, and he has a belt on. On the belt, he has three diamonds, and the center one kind of glitters and glows more than the rest.
Mhm.
And you realize that he is a telluric that is tied into the constellation Orion.
Um.
And you are very aware that's the king, by the way.
Malik will polite bow.
He'll stop in front of your character, realizing that you're a dignitary,
Mhm.
and I'm going to make a expression empathy or no presence empathy roll, and
Okay.
you can make a well, you don't have to make anything. It's more of a hold on. When someone has a
Okay.
mantle 5, doesn't that up their rolls?
If they have the crown, does he have the crown?
Yes, he does have the crown.
Then I believe uh you
I'm
get
forgetting like right now off the top of my head.
you get bonuses to stealth and like the winter benefits.
Yeah,
It's but I don't think that's applicable here.
1 second.
So you said presence empathy?
No, his is presence empathy. 1 second. Or no, expression. I'm sorry. His is no socialization. God fucking damn it! Like I'm still thinking White Wolf because you made me think of werewolf.
Yeah. So what am I rolling if anything?
No, you're not. Well, I mean, you can roll to resist that he's
Nah.
very friendly. Yeah, that's his role to basically kind of come across it to convey what he's trying to convey to your character, and he does.
Mhm.
Um, he has the presence of somebody who watches over people,
Mhm.
who's very thoughtful of his people, very kind. Um, you do see that hint of winter sadness in his eye,
Mhm.
and that you get almost as though what it is that with him it's the distance of he's Orion, he's above everyone, he doesn't get to touch anyone, he watches down on everyone and takes care of everyone,
Mhm.
but he doesn't get to interact. But he
Gotcha.
definitely does have a very kind of a protective presence to him. You would want to hide behind him if like a dragon were storming at you.
Mhm.
And he'll look down at your character and he'll give him a polite incline of his head.
Yes, my lord.
When he opens his mouth, the voice that comes out of it, I can't replicate, but it's
Okay.
very deep and like rolling, basically. And he'll say, "You must be Malik Crownsguard of the Spring, of the Empire of Thorns.
Yes, my lord.
I look forward to seeing what you bring and to help restore peace among my people.
Maliko smile. That's why I'm here.
Do you require anything of my court?"
Not at this moment, my king.
He'll wave, and a drudge will come. No, actually, no. Hold on, not a drudge. A archivist will come forward. Have you ever seen the movie Dragonheart?
Mhm.
Picture the priest.
Gotcha.
He comes forward and basically kind of bows to your character.
Mhm.
And he'll say, "If you have need of anything, my my man Peter here will escort you."
Absolutely.
And Peter will basically settle in and kind of be ready to show your character anything your needs or pass any information along to him. So you'll have
Okay.
Peter with you as an escort. The NPC is with you, but in the same
Okay.
bar, as it were.
Yeah.
Okay, so he'll nod and say, "I must take my leave. I'm sorry."
Absolutely.
So where do you go?
I'm going to the bar because, as it stands right now, monarchs can say whatever the hell they want because this is their home. But to actually get to the nitty gritty, I want to see how his subordinates are treated. So we're
Okay.
going to where the common folks hang out.
Okay. So the bar is actually it's kind of a rolling place. It's okay. Trudeau's. You know how Trudeau's is one of those places where honestly you could take your kids if you really
Hmm.
wanted to. I mean, it might get loud, but it's never like raunchy.
Hmm.
This place is a little more free flowing, a little more fun. Um, but it's not quite, a seedy tavern. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And there are certainly a lot of people hanging about that you would understand why people would call them quote unquote undesirables. There's a lot of ogres. There's a lot of like shadow souls, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
They're not pretty. Gotcha.
Yeah, this isn't the pretty club.
So Malik is gonna go to the tavern master or the person who like serves the alcohol and the drinks because he's
Uh-huh.
usually good on gossip.
Okay.
So he's going to order a whiskey sour. Baby, what do you want?
I would say, oh, just give me straight neat. Well, as straight as I
Eh,
can go. Okay, smile.
fair enough. And pour yourself one as he turns to the barkeep. Kind
He'll
of cheer.
he'll nod and he'll pour both Draven and him some, some single barrels, Jack Daniels type stuff.
Mhm.
When you come in asking for straight meat, you're not looking for the rot gut shit. That's no. That's the top shelf shit. So he'll pour him a bottle of again single barrel Scotch or Jack Daniels. Do the
Uh-huh.
same for himself. He'll kind of look at your characters and smile. He'll raise a glass to them.
Mhm. So tell me, what's day to day like here? Thinking about for me and my husband, he'll just kind of smile at Draven,
That's
looking that
fine.
he just used those words. Like,
He'll smile.
um,
It seems as though
we
that was
might,
happy.
I think we might be interested in buying a house somewhere, some way around here. What's it like?
Well,
What's the area like? What do you do?
you're lucky. You're part of the more desirable crowd. I'll tell you that. You could probably find something nice. There's definitely been some gentrification in a lot of areas around here, and people.
What do you
He'll shake his head.
What do you mean?
Well, for a long time it was the working man, it was the blue collar, it was the honest folk, and then the well, I mean, you look like honest folk. Okay, I'm not trying to be rude, but Draven will kind of lean in and he'll say the one percenters, as we say in America, and he'll kind of snap a finger and point at him. That
Mm-hmm.
right there.
Malik will kind of light a cigarette. So tell me, so has it always been like that? Is that what Carrick stands for? The common folk?
Yeah. That's him over there. He'll kind of point. Like he kind of points like to where Carrick wouldn't notice if you pointed at him. It'll kind of
Mm-hmm.
point in Carrick's direction. He's sitting at a round table by himself, kind of like leaning back and like looking kind of like he's daydreaming right now basically. He's like
Mm-hmm.
kind of looking at some point in front of himself, not really like thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Um he is a interesting looking ogre. Um First off, he is very handsome. He's not a particularly bad looking man. But he
Mm-hmm.
also has an air of confidence. He It's as though he knows how to wield his own aura. You know what I mean? And his
Mm-hmm.
presence.
So he's comfortable in his own skin.
Exactly. He does not seem as though he's it doesn't seem as though he is possessed of any small amount of, maybe not egotism, but self-confidence.
Charisma.
Thank you. He owns the space.
Gotcha.
Looks a lot like he does in the overlay. That's what it is.
All right. With that, uh, if you had to,
You know what?
are
Actually,
there besides
I
the
just realized something. I just realized something. Actually, I just realized something. He
what?
honestly carries himself like Draven does. That same kind
Gotcha.
of. That's what it is. There you go, sir.
Lot.
Yep.
All right. So,
God, that made
tell
sense.
me. hmm Tell me, what do you give me a day-to-day life? If you could give a comparison of what it was then and how it is now, what word would you use?
You ever read The Outsiders?
Mm-hmm.
You know how the Socs and the Greasers are basically just kind of constantly in each other's faces, and there's really no
Mm-hmm.
reason for it. Just they're doing it to do it. That's what it's gotten.
Gotcha. Okay.
Draven will kind of tilt his head and say, "But what's causing it?"
I already have a feeling of what's causing it. Malik will smile. Like, I just need to connect one more piece.
He'll tilt his head and he say, "What's your thought?"
I need to speak to Carrick first before I can actually make my assessment, but I think I'm close.
He'll nod. You'll notice. Make me a wits composure roll.
hmm
Actually, you know what? Not right now. Don't worry about it right now. Don't worry about it right
Alright.
now. No, it's not the best time for it. Go ahead.
So, Barkeep, what does that man drink as he points to Carrick?
Him? Usually just gets what's on draft.
What's on draft?
Oh wow, we got. And he starts naming off Canuck beers, like stuff that's popular in Canada. Oh,
Alright,
they drink up
so
there.
I'll order a Blue Moon because that's
Hot,
something that's on draft.
hot.
And he will send it over. He'll actually send a picture.
Oh, hello. You just made a friend. He'll kind of look up at the bar wench. Yes, this place has genuine bar wenches, titties out and everything, all
Mm-hmm.
pushed up in their little corsets.
Gotcha.
And he'll look at the bar wench and then kind of look, and the bar wench will turn and point at the bar
Mm-hmm.
at your character, and he'll
Malik will
pour
just
himself
kind
in with a
of,
glass.
you know, kind of cheers to him.
Draven will kind of he'll kind of like touch your character. He'll put a finger on your character, as in mine. Stop looking at my man, bitch. No, but literally, all he does is just puts a finger on your bicep. That's all he does.
And Malik is just like, for the fun of it, he's gonna say he's like unaware. So like, and he's just gonna be like, "Can I come over?" And like that, me, him, can I come over? Like,
You're giving Carrick the "Can I come over?" look.
yeah.
He'll look at the table, like he'll look at the table.
hmm So Malik is gonna be like,
Dash it over, baby.
"Hmm? I'll be right back, okay?"
But they're Canadian. They have health care.
Yeah, Canada where they have healthcare and people don't die on the street, low. But anyway, so like,
I'm a gypsy. They hate me here. He'll,
so
he'll find a corner to fucking sit in and watch your character. He is guarding you,
I know
so
Malik will take a seat and hey, what's up?
hello.
So you're the popular one. He'll kind of give him like a toothy grin.
He'll kind of snort and just shake his head.
Malik will kind of giggle. I think that's adorable when you do that.
He'll give a half smile.
But actually, I'm pretty sure you already know who I am, right? Because I stick out like a sore thumb.
One second. Hello. Look at you, Mr. Politics.
hmm
We are not a dumb uh, ogre, apparently. Also, you're Malik Crown's guard. You're the winter emissary to the Empire of Thorns, and as I understand it, um, I'll think your character has another position, doesn't he?
Uh, no, he's just Sylvan Emissary.
Oh no! You know what it is? Claudio is considering you for a Circe.
Yeah,
Just to let you know, by the way.
I didn't know that. Like I see, like
Well, now you do out of game. That's why I was having trouble on it for a second.
uh,
Had he gotten more, you may have known that. Yeah, I know before you do. No, but yeah, he'll say, yeah, you're the Sylvan emissary for the Winter Court in the Empire of Thorns.
he'll smile and give him a toothy grin. So tell me, what do you when you look out into the streets and you look out to each of us, like what do you see? What do you want?
He'll kind of half cock grin at you,
Mm,
and he'll say, "Do you like musical theater?"
I do, in fact.
He'll he'll give me 1 second to get it right, because I know it. I'm just making damn sure I know it.
hmm
It's one of those out of game things where you want to fuck up on cam. But he'll say, "Do you hear the people sing the song of angry men? It's the music of the people who will not be slaves again." And he'll smile.
And Malik will just pick up, and I will roll. What is it? Presence expression.
Hmm. His voice
Okay.
wasn't bad. It's just not going to sound like yours, especially since I can't sing in a baritone. Well, I mean, well, no. Oh, I can go to a tenor, but I can't go to a baritone. No, without
Okay.
pulling my dick out first.
Gonna add 4 to that, so it's 10. Oh, ooh. We
Ooh.
have 1, 2.
Ooh, blow it up, blow it up.
God damn it.
Guy decides to roll.
3. 6.
God.
All right, just 3.
Okay. So what it is that you start off kind of like a little bit shaky in your harmonizing, but you pick up and you get up with him. And he'll
Mm-hmm.
actually his eyes will light up and he'll sing with you know, you'll when the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drum. And like people will pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
It'll
So it's just
it'll
gonna be that.
yeah, hit the
And like
crescendo
just
when tomorrow comes. Huh?
so yeah.
Yeah. Tears all around. Ah, yeah. Draven will kind of smile at your character like, this is why I love you and I'm gonna marry you. He doesn't even deign disrespect you right now whether this is why I fuck you. No, this is why I'm going to wife you for life.
Malik is just kind of gonna sit there, blush, like God, can't take him anywhere. But anyway,
And it's just a look. That's the best part. He's just sitting back with his hands laced behind his head, like, mm-hmm, that's mine. Yep.
he'll be like, "Yeah, this is my bodyguard." As he'll just point to him, bodyguard, fiance, love of my life. But anyway,
Yeah, he'll nod and say, I'd feel safe. I'd feel safe. He looks like he knows how to use that steel at his side.
but yes, what do you want for the city? No, seriously.
I want for everyone to be seen as equals. I want us not to us that are there are those that were blessed in their time away with better circumstances. Those that were
Hmm.
blessed to be in more fortune than some of us.
Right.
Some of us were twisted physically, emotionally, mentally, and
Hmm.
when we're brought back broken men. And instead of this court helping us or to do anything to to bring us to a better place, they leave us like refugees in the street to fend among ourselves.
Hmm.
All I want to do is see. I don't want us to be slaves to circumstance. While they're munching at the upper crust and leaving us to shake his head, to struggle and suffer. Are we less than them? Are we not men too?
He'll smile and nod. Of course you are.
Then why are we given subpar treatment? We shouldn't have to go to the Empire of Thorns just to receive the same benefits of anyone else.
You have a point.
I'm gonna bite his lip. He's got some passion.
Hmm. No, continue. Like this is what you are. Like I'm not gonna sit there and fault you. Remember, I'm just a visitor. So
I don't want anything that people would consider to be a grab for power. I don't want riches. I don't want a king should be a servant to his people. And
hmm.
Ashoka, King Ashoka, I'm sorry, is not serving the people.
What do you believe him to be doing?
He's a tyrant.
Tyrant how?
He gives nothing to aid, even though are we give so much for protection and to
Uh, with empathy?
okay.
One success.
He'll what are you trying to wit sympathy?
Is he like curbing the truth?
No.
Gotcha. He'll listen thoughtfully, giving him room to like, if he's like fired up, if it's the
Oh,
alcohol
he's
or if it's
gone.
just
No, it's not even the alcohol, it's just him. He's got some serious fire. Oration is his socialization specialty. Um
gotcha.
but he says the king is a tyrant. He won't he pretends to listen to us. He pretends to care. And then he
Hmm.
flips off and doesn't address the problems. His poor queen, she's left to delegate and do everything. She can barely handle it, and he gives her permission to throw us into the worst freeholds, the barest minimum of lands. We don't have any access to any glamour. We're starving.
I can see where the problem is, and there is a possible solution. I'd like to let you know.
What's that?
I have to go and confer with my fiance, but I have an idea.
He'll
I
nod.
think everybody will be able to get what they want.
He'll nod and okay.
He'll order him another picture of Blue Moon, and Malik will put down like two fifties, which is like more than what they had by a large
Mm-hmm.
margin.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll kind of like pinch Draven on the ass, like, let's go. We gotta go.
Okay. He'll go. I need you to make a wits composure roll. By the way, now you make that wits composure roll.
I'm using the Hearth contract for the automatic success.
Okay.
Two.
You notice someone.
Well, three.
Man,
What the other?
no, it's fine. You notice someone walk into the tavern wearing like a heavy cloak, and
Mm-hmm.
you notice Carrie get up. It's after you guys have gotten like just far enough. You notice it's something about the person got your attention, and you can't quite put your finger on what it is. And they basically get Carrig and walk with him in the back. And Draven will kind of tilt his head.
Hmm. I don't have to ask you. You know how to be sneaky, right? He'll just kind of give him a wink.
Me? No.
No, of course you don't.
No.
Fucking bumbling ass. Find out. He'll find out, and he'll like Malik will kind of give him a kiss on the cheek, like.
He'll hold his wallet up.
Hmm.
He holds your character's wallet up.
Oh.
And he'll nod at him and he'll turn around and take off. And after about a
Oh.
minute, he'll come back out with his eyes wide.
All right.
Got to see this.
See what?
No, I couldn't. No, 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 no. He'll just grab him.
I guess we're going. Like.
All the fucking contracts to hide your ass. Meanwhile, he's barely making a noise as he steps across this fucking like plank wood,
Okay.
and he'll kind of bring you over to a door.
Mm-hmm.
It's like barely cracked open, like it caught, and he'll like point,
Mm-hmm.
and you see Carrig and the demonia kissing,
Ah.
and he's basically like they're in a very passionate embrace, and he'll pull back and kind of look down at her, and she's like, what's the progress, what's going on, what's happening? And he'll say, I'm working as fast as I can. I and he'll kind of he'll take a deep breath, and he'll say, has there been any development on at least getting the children some glamour? There has to be something. And she'll shake her head and say, the king is indifferent. He doesn't even want the emissary to be here. He blew him off at the court, barely said two words to him. And he'll kind of furrow his brow and just
Hmm.
kind of like clench his jaw and say, you uh, and he'll kind of take a deep breath, and she's like, you know, we we could, and he'll kind of pull back and like tilt his head. We could. I if it's for the betterment of the kingdom, I could help. He's going to get weaker as the season comes in. In a few days' time, he'll be so weak he could strike. And Carrie kind of like blinks, like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like,
Malik will kind of blink, and that is news.
she'll kind of like push herself against him and say, "You could be a king, Carrie. You could take the crown. I'd be your queen beside you." And kind of like run her fingers up his chest, and he kind of shivers and like,
Actually, this is interesting. Manip to notice if somebody's
being manipulated.
yeah.
With sympathy. Do you want Draven to roll too?
Okay. So that's 4 plus 5.
This is not his highest dice pool, to be honest.
And yeah, we will roll. Shit. Wow, that's a hell of a
Take
roll.
your guardian angel's gonna help you out. So take some dices. Do you need me to roll for you?
Alright,
Oh my
I
lord!
got
Whoa,
it.
you got it. You do not need your guardian angel dice. I would have offered
Uh,
you like 2 dice.
alright. My tens have to blow up first. So, roll for two. No, they don't blow up.
Okay.
So,
I mean, you still got three.
that's three successes. Mm,
Yeah, he's being manipulated. Like, oh my god, so hard. Like your character certainly, he definitely said more than 2 words to your ass. He was being very kind to you.
mm. So it's her. Gotcha. Hmm. Hmm.
And yeah, she'll basically kind of lean in and kiss him again. And I mean, this man's resolve. He's got some resolve, but goddamn, she's pushing it in all the wrong places.
All right. So with that, hmm. Hmm.
She'll actually hold on because I mean you're thinking, but she's still talking. Um, she'll say she'll actually kind of bite her lip and she'll say, I didn't want to tell you something. And he'll kind of look down at her with like a concerned brow.
Hmm.
And she'll say, he he hits me. And Carrie's eyes will go wide.
And the manipulation begins. Like,
He I've been dealing with this for years. He oh god, I don't know what to do. And she'll kind of cover her face, and he'll like, shh, no, 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 it's okay. It's oh no, and he'll kind of wrap his arms around her like tightly. Just tell me what's going on. And she'll say he has such a temper, and he's so distant and cold, and I try to help him, and I try to, and he just oh, and he just kind of, you can see that man is getting mad. Like,
all right. So, with that, Malik is going to call in a favor
okay.
from Queen Cerise herself.
Oh, Lord, we're stepping away to make a phone call.
Yeah, we're stepping away to make a phone call.
Raven was
We
like,
need to
okay, fair
stop.
enough. Going this way. I don't have enough popcorn for this shit.
um, yeah, we kind of have to stop this before this woman becomes like the almighty queen. Like,
She'll listen. Like she'll the phone the phone. It takes like about 20 minutes for everything to roll and get there, but you
mm,
finally get to Cerise.
mm,
You are aware of the fact that her and Aiden are very weak right now,
mm.
so she'll answer the phone with kind of a very distant, wisty voice.
So I know what the problem is. You'll
Oh,
say,
and what is that, my emissary?
she'll say that making sure that Draven, he'll turn to Draven and he'll ask, make sure this conversation isn't overheard. Like,
He'll throw up some hoobie jooby.
okay. Queen Demonia is manipulating both King Ahsoka and Carrick for her own gain.
That bitch.
But here's the thing: if we come with either evidence against them, Queen, it'll turn messy and it'll turn into a civil war and it'll destabilize the whole kingdom. So what I need right now is something that a small token or a contract that will reveal the truth.
She'll kind of like take a breath and she'll say, it'll be to you within the hour. Do you have that long?
Uh, I have to come with a meeting within the next. I don't know how long you wanted me to stay, but I'm going to say out of character. I say, I guess, whenever open court is. So this way it's very public and very open. So we'll say a week.
Okay, so you're gonna walk away from the plot for right now, but uh, come back to it.
What? No, I'm asking like in character, when is open court?
Oh, she'll say for our court or for theirs.
For their court.
Probably on the solstice.
I can't stay away that long.
Then you're going to have to call a conclave.
Do I have your permission to act in such a way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Say that it's a conclave being called by the Winter Court of the Empire.
Will I have that token?
Snoring very softly. And
Okay.
she'll kind of rouse and she'll say, if you can wait an hour, I can get it. Mm.
I have connections. All right, an hour will work. Jay, he'll smile. And basically, just so I'm not rolling dice in front of the screen, I'm just gonna role play it out.
Okay.
Um,
Blah blah blah. Um, in about an hour,
mhm,
a small like snow dragon will appear with a candle,
mhm,
and he instructs him that what it is if that candle is lit,
mhm.
and it's in a room, people basically if they lie, it'll turn blue, the flame.
Okay. Um, if it's lit,
Yes, it has to be lit.
it has to
But
be
if it is
lit.
lit, it will turn blue.
If somebody in the room is lying,
Yep. And if somebody in the room is speaking a lie, the flame will turn blue.
okay.
Like no, like what they have to be saying is what they believe to be the absolute truth. No omissions, no ifs, ands, or buts, no nothing. Like it has to be what is considered the truth, like to their believing.
All right. I guess what right now we're gonna call the council.
Okay, so you're gonna pull together a constellation.
Yep.
Okay, it'll take about an hour or so to pull together.
Mhm.
But it will happen. Um, the king is sitting on the throne. The queen is next to him, with one of their like high level, like their onyx thane
Mhm.
is sitting next to them in another, like a smaller kind of
Mhm.
chair.
Right.
Um, who else did you want there? Did you want Carrick there?
Yeah. Carrick
Okay,
needs to be
Carrick
there.
be there. There's gentry from, but not gentry, but like okay, so like upper class. There's upper class from both sides. Like kind of there's upper class, and then there's like the more active movers and shakers of the rebel side, basically.
Mhm.
There as well. And they'll essentially just kind of um, they're just waiting for your character to talk.
Essentially, Malik is going to approach, bow, and light the candle and hand it to Queen Demonia. A gift from Queen Ceres.
Oh, thank you. And she'll kind of furrow her brow, but look it up and take it.
Mhm. So, essentially, Malik will go, brothers and sisters. I come to you today from my very short and very, I confess, a very triumphant and curious endeavor. Um, I met with a few individuals today, and I found that there is something very much so afoot in this kingdom, something that has caused the attention and roused suspicion of many of folk. I believe this is a tale as old as time, and individuals are speaking in ways and riddles with silver tongues and lips laced with honey. He'll chuckle. Expression, expression presence. He's trying to wrap them all in before he does the big thing, like
You're
reveal.
fine. Oh, I'm gonna say you don't have to roll. Like you're good. They're all
All
watching.
right.
You go, boo boo. You
Okay.
go.
Okay. So as he begins to basically move in strides within the circle, brothers and sisters of the Winter Court, this is a very important time for you. And this stronghold, this bastion, this last savior, this this haven for people who have escaped the grasp of gentry and those that would force you into hiding away from your loved ones. I see great many things in this beautiful city of Canada. And brothers and sisters, I have found something very interesting.
The king will tilt his head, listening.
Malik will kind of smile and give that reserved, reverent smile as not to basically like giving you reverence to your position and station.
That's fine. Yes, I understand. He'll
Hmm.
he'll he'll give him a very magnanimous smile.
Mm. So,
Does your character have
hmm.
history, by the way?
Yes.
Like yeah, you can actually make me a roll. Now that you're sitting in front of him, the name might click in your head.
Hmm. Intelligence history. Well, it's education, but if you want that falls into history, it's up to you. Mhm.
You can go whatever. It's fine.
Okay. Looks right now we have one, two.
Okay. Um, Ashoka was an emperor
Mhm.
who was said to be very kind and very much. He was called Ashoka the Great. He was an Indian emperor.
Mhm.
Um, and he ruled kind of in the the 300 BC era, like around that time. But he was known to be just a very fair, kind, good ruler.
Mhm.
So for him to take the name Ashoka, um, emperors and kings and things like that tend to try to take names that reflect and represent what they want to convey. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And he took the name Ashoka.
Gotcha.
So there, that's what it is.
All right. Malik will continue his tale. Affections and uses of the heart are interesting matters. As he'll look directly at Queen Demonia, like, tell me, as he'll turn to the Queen, are you in love? Just pose the question.
She'll kind of give you like a simper and kind of like well, I hardly see how that is important.
Yes or no?
Yes. Flame
What
turns
color
blue.
does the cane?
Yeah, it turns. Sometimes it blues her fucking eyes.
And he'll smile. You see, as individuals, and often gifts come in very conspicuous, very seamless disguises. The gift that the queen gave to you is a what do we call a truth candle, and when conflicted with a interesting portions, interesting things happen. So tell me, you wouldn't be using this this turmoil for your better ends, would you, my queen?
Why would I do that? I'm just as concerned about the people as anyone else here, except. And she'll kind of stop and look at the flame because it's blue.
You see, the curious thing about this flame is that when there are those that are lying, this candle picks up on that truth. So I bid you, for your innocence, I wouldn't let go of that candle.
She'll kind of swallow as the king kind of looks over at her, and suddenly his size becomes extremely apparent.
So
And
what it seems to
clenches
be
his
happening,
jaw.
my good. So what appears to be happening, King Ahsoka and good, fearless General Carrick, is that the good Queen Demonia wants to be the only queen. He'll kind of blink. Is this true, Demonia?
Of course not. I love my husband. It's blue.
Flame
How
turns
about this?
bright
I'll tell you when it's not
blue.
blue. How about that? I'll let you know when it's not blue. And his
Do you
brows will go
even
up.
love? Do you even love this kingdom, the king,
Of
or
course I do. How could anyone question
anyone?
that? This is a trick. This is a trick by the Empire. Queen Cerise is trying to take our lands.
If Queen Cerise, my good dear queen, is trying to take your lands, it would have to be for a real reason, as you know, as well as I know. This is a time where the crown is beginning to shift. This would be a very, very poor lie on your part, my queen. I like to hope that you think the Empire of Thorns has more tact than that. As you can see how clumsy that truth was. I
Draven,
think you're getting desperate.
Draven just shakes his head like that was basic, bitch. Say it, but it's in Boo Boo's eyes. Carrig, for his part, looks like he's about to snap.
So, as he turns to Carrick and the king, it seems that both of you, one being the protector and the sword wielding king, and the other being the truth and the mind of the people, should be working in tandem, not against each other. As brothers should, you should have each other's back. That truth, that promise, that fire that is between both of you should be a symbol for your people, for the children. This woman was ready to let children starve on the street. How cruel. Alas,
Carrig
my
will look.
speech is done.
Yeah, Carrig. Slay a bitch. I'm not kidding. Draven just laughs. Oh, I can't wait for the wedding. God, I can't wait for the wedding. I have such an awkward phone right now. Carrig will basically look at her and say, "Has he been doing anything untoward to you?" And she'll say, "Of course he has." And the king will look
Has
down
he
at her.
ever
Go
has he
on,
ever
ask,
hit you? Has he ever hit you?
and she'll say, "Yes, yes." Blue, blue, and he just shake his head and just like stand up and walk off. Like he just walks a bit away from the throne and kind of rubs his brow. I had heard rumors that you were. I thought that they were just cruelties spat to your character to weaken our union. And he'll just rub his brow. He'll just shake his head. You've been betting my wife. He'll look over at Carrig, and Carrig gets real for about 2 seconds, and he'll nod, and the king will nod.
To be fair, my king, I believe Carrick was manipulated by the good fair demonia. I believe his affections were honest and true, that he sought not to steal anything from you. He thought you to be an evil and deceitful king, almost like someone who is of the round persuasion that is currently running for platform for the Republicans. He'll kind of blink wildly.
That Draven will be like, "Ah!" and he'll nod.
Steady your blade, my king.
As I understand it, right now, my soon-to-be ex-wife stands guilty of treason. Is that what I'm led to believe?
Your wife is a treasonous bitch. As he just says it blatantly.
He'll nod. Draven goes, and basic.
She would have had this kingdom delivered to the gentry. Everyone here is starving. Dead. Class warfare. Classic, but sloppy. Her first mistake was actually allowing an outside emissary. That was stupid.
He'll turn and look to him. And what would this outside emissary say is a fair punishment?
She should honestly be killed.
Should I have Carrick do it for his part in this? He'll turn and look at him.
I think Carrick I think this should be a unified thing, if I can be so bold. Both of you. Since both of you have been wronged by this woman.
It seems as though, with everything that she's done, with all of the hurt that she's brought these people, the king is so kind and so fair that he
Mm-hmm.
can't bring himself to hurt the person that he's basically been with for all this time.
My king, I understand as he kind of like sees like his hesitation. I understand your feelings in the matter, and that would tarnish who you are and what you stand for. Would you have permission for someone else to do it?
You
I
have
understand.
you have such a beautiful voice. And I am a man who, although not opposed to expression, appreciates the arts. And you have inspired in me a moment of brief creativity.
Ooh,
And
hooray.
his hand will basically go out, and you see his other hand reach behind his back.
Mm.
And what forms in his hand is a bow. And what forms in his other hand is an arrow made of pure ice. And he will just lightning fast turn around, knock the arrow, and release it.
Mm-hmm.
And it sails clean through the air. Demonia doesn't even have time to
Mm-hmm.
react. It sinks into her chest, into her heart.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of looks down at it and then looks back up with a shocked expression as from the arrow it begins to pull into her, basically, and to almost like infuse with her until she turns into a statue of pure ice holding the candle.
Forever
And
is simple.
huh?
Forever is simple.
Exactly. And he'll kind of look at it and kind of touch his lip regret the fact that one of her hairs was out of place. But no, actually, it adds character to it.
Mhm.
Huh. And he's satisfied. Yeah, that's good. It's nice. He'll kind
I
of,
clap
yeah.
like stylish, like I like it.
But he'll go and the bow and the bow will disappear again. It's ephemera basically. It's he's the huntsman. He's Orion. He'll go and he'll sit back down and look out at the crowd. The first person on his fucking knees bowing is fucking Carrick, by the way.
Mhm.
I understand that Carrick was manipulated, but in this incident he has made several poor choices, and he must see punishment for those choices.
Well, if I may be so bold,
You may.
I believe that we are all children of the dreaming, and children that have escaped the hedge and escaped Arcadia. Perhaps for someone in his stature to prove himself and his worth again and have the season choose, it might be fit.
If Carrick wishes to continue to serve as a voice of the people, there are things he must learn. This is my punishment. He is exiled to the Empire of Thorns for the turning of a season. He will not see the winter here. He may return in the spring. He is exiled from these lands. I hope your kingdom takes him in.
I, I can't make that call, but I sure as hell hope they do.
Draven actually does have the authority to make that call, and he'll look at you, and you said you hope they do, so he'll nod and he'll
Mhm.
say, "I will speak on behalf of the kingdom. We will accept him." And Carrick looks shocked and hurt, like that actually is something that would like be a punishment. And
Mhm.
he'll say, "Learn from Malik and those in the Empire, and come back and serve beside me, and help me to bring some stability back to this kingdom. But you will not see this winter. You are to leave immediately with Lord Malik and Lord Draven." And he'll nod and he'll say, "You have until the setting of the sun to collect your things and leave. If you are in this kingdom after that time, I will consider you a fugitive, and I will send the hunters after you, and they will find you." Do I make myself clear? And he'll nod. He's actually being really fucking gracious. He was conspiring like treason, so
Mhm.
he'll relax, look back at the statue. "I will be a guest in your court in 2 days' time. I am coming for. I'm. Our our change of court works different. Ours happens during the day.
Indeed.
So I should be present at your solstice change.
Malik will smile.
Your queen will be present during our solstice change, if she is so inclined and not weak at the time."
I will send an invitation post haste.
And he'll nod. I will not forget your service here and to our people. And I will talk to your King Ferran about your compensation for this task.
Malik will smile. Actually, if I may be so bold,
By all means.
um, you said he will turn to Carrick that the children have barely enough to eat.
Our supplies of glamour are low. Yes.
I was recently partnered with a gift from another person. You guys could have that. Should have more than enough for you.
He'll tilt his head. What was it?
The parcel of land that I was gifted from the Queen of the Autumn Court.
Is it in the real world or the hedge? He'll tilt his head. He's just trying to get a feel for what he's dealing with.
Where was it given?
It's in the hedge.
It's in the hedge.
His brows will go up. This is a mighty charity you are doing for the children in our kingdom. You would be considered blessed among our people.
Um, there's a lot of things in this world that shouldn't be, and one of them are children that are starving and afraid and scared. So please take it.
He'll think for a moment and he'll he'll take the star, the diamond that's the middle star in his belt,
Mm-hmm.
off of his belt, and he'll hold it out to Malik.
My lord, what's this?
It's a wish. Wish upon a star, and he'll smile.
Malik will take it.
Be careful with it. That saying, "Be careful what you wish for," is true. There are consequences to everything our hearts desire, and the world has a way of. And he'll kind of look over at the statue,
Mm.
proving itself to be a fickle mistress. So when you make your wish, make sure you consider the fallout. But it is one wish. It won't work on things, to my knowledge, like world peace or to lock the gate between the gentry. It'll affect your personal. He'll think on it for a moment.
Mm.
Your timeline, as it were.
Okay.
You could wish, for instance, to possibly return someone from the dead, or to, he'll think, you could wish for wealth or beauty, but you only have
Mm.
one. And he'll nod.
Malik will smile. Thank you.
So he'll sit back. The courts will kind of gossip and talk. Oh my God, Draymond will touch your bicep again because it's like mine. He'll like kind of lean over and like touch the very tip of his tongue to your cheek discreetly.
Mm-hmm.
Super mine. Really, no, really mine.
We go kind of like blush. We're like, all right, I think this is his way of saying that I should leave now.
I'll smile at him. He has always amused us. I have enjoyed working with him through the years.
He'll smile. At your leave, my grace.
I'll nod at him and say, as long as you take Carrig with you, you are
Of
free to
course.
go. And Carrig just looks like it's been a long day, fuck this.
Mm-hmm. And Malik will kind of wrap his arms around Draven and make his way out.
Okay, so um I think unless you want to do anything else there, we can end it there.
We can end it there.
Yay! So thank you players for playing and thank you watchers for watching. That was the scene for Empire of Thorns. Yay!